Directions for the assignment reads, Norma Dirks owns Dirk Copy Center. Using the information provided, journalize the transaction for April 23rd and April 27th on page 1 of the journal. Total the columns and complete the proof report for page 1. Source documents are abbreviated as follows: C, check; R, receipt; S, sales invoice; and T for calculator tape. So when I scroll here, I'm going to see that I have 3 parts to this assignment. Instruction number 1, journalize transaction and prove page 1. Part 2, journalize transaction page 2. Part 3, total and prove page 2 and prove cash. So we're on step 1 of 3. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to journalize the first 2 transactions. April 23rd, sold services and account to K Spa, $150, S2. I'm going to put the date of the 23rd. Mackenzie, what 2 accounts are being affected? Perfect. Is there a special column that's being used? So then accounts receivable K Spa is going to go where? Accounts receivable K Spa will go in what column, the amount? Yes, perfect. So I'm going to put in my account title, accounts receivable. So that is journalizing the S2. Another clue that I like to give you on this transaction, notice the source document, S. If your source document is an S, you have to affect sales. Okay, just like if the source document is a C, C cash, C check, C credit, you have to affect cash. But if the source document's an S, you know it has to be sales. We're also going to do the 27th, which reads paid cash to owner as withdrawal of equity, $800, C7. Jacob, what 2 accounts? Norma Dirk Strong. So we said we have paid cash. What column is that going to go in, Jacob? Cash credit. So I'm going to fill that one in first because we know we had a source document of a C7. So we have to put Norma Dirk's drawing in as my account title. Source document is C7, and we're going to do general debit for $800. I did, thank you. Appreciate that, Jacob. So those 2 transactions are not new. We did that before, but now we have to get to the point where we have to total and prove our journal. So we're going to go ahead on line 15 right here. We're going to put the 27th. We're putting the 27th because that is the date of the last transaction. And then I'm going to put in the account title, carried forward. Now, I just opened up my calculator. Now, what I would suggest that you do is I'm actually going to take and move this. Your screen is bigger than mine, so I have a little bit of harder time demonstrating this. But I would actually slide and put your calculator off to the side so that way your calculator is up and you can see it, and you can see your journal. Then, using my calculator, I'm going to do math. So I just did math. I added it up once, and I'm going to put that number here. Now, before I do anything again, I add it up again. So I hit clear in my calculator, and then I use my calculator and I do it again. And I got the same number twice. Then I'm like, whoo, the odds of me making a mistake are pretty slim then. So now I am going to pause, and you are going to, using your calculator, add up the rest of the columns. Because if I don't make you do it, you're going to wait until I add it up and just copy down my numbers. I know how that works. All right, so I have mine up here now. Now, I purposely did not go through and add them up while you were doing it, because this just takes time. And do you see how having the calculator open to the right of your screen so it's not on top of it helps? Because then if you shrink your screen down, when you go to click on your Chrome browser page, your calculator goes away and you can't see it. So that's why we want to make sure you have it open over there on the right-hand side. Now the reason why we have giant monitors in here. So I went through and did the math. I put the numbers up here on the bottom of my journal, and then I put them here, and then I added up. My debits and my credits equal. Whoop, whoop, we're all happy. Debits and credits equal. That means, bam, I've done some stuff right in accounting. Woo! Love that. So you will notice, what does it say right here? Grade Step 1. Do not click on Grade Step 1 until you have debits and credits equal. Because guess what? If you click on Grade Step 1 and your debits and credits don't equal, it's going to mark it wrong, and you cannot go back and find and fix. Got it? If you didn't get it done, and you're like, oh, I still need to work on it, I need Mrs. Grassel to help me, click on Save and Continue, not Grade Step 1. See the difference between the two? I am happy. My debits and credits equal, so I'm going to click on Grade Step 1. And there we go. I did everything correctly. So now I can click on the second part on the very top where it says number 2, Journalized Transactions, page 2. Now, my directions right here read, use page 2 to journalize the remaining transactions for April. Source documents are abbreviated as follows: C check, R receipt, S sales invoice, T calculator tape. Notice right here, page 1, page 2. It automatically numbered page 2 for me, so I don't have to worry about writing that up there. And we have how many transactions to journalize? Thanks, Julian. We have 2. We have April 29th and April 30th. Notice what they did for us. Right here it says April 27th brought forward, and it took the numbers from the bottom of page 1 that we just did, and they put it on the top. I don't like that they put that number there for you. Okay, because I would prefer you to have to transfer it over. So we are going to, I know we're going to run out of time today. I am going to go through and change when this is due. We'll have some time to work on it tomorrow because I know we're not going to finish it together in class today. Because the bell's going to ring in just a moment. I would prefer to pause here. So on the very bottom, just go ahead and click on Save and Continue. Tomorrow we'll journalize these 2 transactions together, and you will have class time tomorrow to work on the On Your Own. Got it? I will also change the application problem because we didn't get through learning how to do it together first. Questions on what we need to do? There is some audit your understanding questions that you can do. I did turn on the chapter summary. You should have read the entire chapter and done notes. If you have not, you are behind. No, totals. Yes. Like, you're meaning when you're adding it up? Let me clarify that, Mackenzie. Yep. So are you mean you're on page 3 of this? So when you do your totals, you would use the 30th then. Totals. No, carried forward only goes on the bottom of the page. Brought forward goes on the top of the page. Great question.